This is The Dirt with Lawn Equipment. I'm your host, Dan, and today we'll be talking about the Virnig SWP120 snow pusher. The V60 SWP120 snowplow. Obviously the 120 stands for 120 inches wide. It is technically 122 inches outside to outside and 119.9 inside to inside. This weighs 1,465 pounds. That's part of the V60 series. The V60 series by Virnig is their heavier duty machine. On this attachment, there actually is 4 different sizes. We have the 120 as we see here, a 108, a 96, and an 84. This is actually 40.8 inches tall. It's gonna be for nice big snowfalls, slush, whatever we need going on. Some great benefits about this is we actually have a bolt-on rubber cutting edge. The cutting edge would be nice for we have nice fresh asphalt, concrete, areas where we don't want to scrape it up too bad. Gonna keep that from scratching it. We have floating reversible sides on here. Nice on that, so then our sides are always down, no matter how far we're angling, we're keeping that on the ground to keep our snow contained. So the one other good thing about the pushers are there's less moving parts. So we have less chance of things to go wrong. Obviously there are some wear items and there still is some maintenance we need to do. With the rubber edge then, we have the bolt-on edge. Nice, easy to change. We can flip it over and use it another time until it wears out. On the front side, we only have one grease spot. That grease spot is because of our floating edge. So we got to make sure that that can move and keep rotating so we have all that use as we're going through our slush and snow and over different terrain. All 4 sizes recommend you have at least an 1,800 pound or greater size lifting capacity machine. Since we are a heavier attachment, we want to make sure that machine is capable of handling that, pushing our snow and kind of picking it up, and we want to try to stack it. So ourselves here at Lano, obviously we carry Kubota and Bobcat. To use this big 120, I have it actually on a Bobcat T76. We want to have a nice heavy machine to make sure we can push all the snow we're going to have in front of us. It'd be nice to have at least a T76 or bigger in the Bobcat size, and a 75 SSV or SVL 75 in the Kubota size or up to make sure we can push all that snow or slush we have in front of us to make sure we don't bog us down. We can keep being efficient as possible. On the back side, like I said, we have no hydraulics. Don't have to worry about any hoses or anything going wrong there. We do have 4 more grease spots, 2 on each side, right in the pins on our free floating side here. So 1 up top, 1 at the bottom, and same on the other side. Some people are gonna ask, why a snow pusher over an angle blade, a plow, a snow blower? A lot of it's gonna be personal preference and depending on the application that you need to use it for. It's gonna kind of also depend on the terrain that you have. With nice flat areas, nice 120 inch, take a big swipe at a time. All right, let's do a little inside operation here. Said we're in a T76. So come over here, got a green button. We're all ready to go. Our glow plugs have been warmed up, been using it a little bit. Starter right on up. Green in here is our go button, which is our fun button. Get everything unlocked and time to go. We do already have it hooked up on here. This is a standard Bobcat, or depending on your machine, this will hook up to almost any one that has a standard SSL skid plate on it. Not having any hydraulic lines makes this easy to operate because we're just our up and down and then our tilt forward and back. With that nice free floating front up front, as we pick it up, you're gonna see it come up and you see it move. So as we're moving our plate, but our attachment is barely moving. The good part is if we have a bunch of snow or we have some ice or we have some bad terrain we're going over, it's gonna free float over top of that, keeping that rubber edge down, but still picking up what we can and making sure we're not scratching or wrecking anything. So the only disadvantage would be with that rubber edge is that we aren't scraping the ice. So let's know if we do have to do a lot of ice scraping, then we are gonna have to use a different attachment. But this keeps everything nice, smooth, we're not wrecking any of our stuff. Again, as we pick up then, we'll show it. We'll pick it all the way up. We see as our back plate comes up first, and then it starts to pick up. So we tilt back, kind of see everything up inside there. We'll go back down, we're gonna tilt down, and we're gonna see that actually our blade is gonna hit, it's actually now touching the ground. I'm gonna tilt forward, and as our plate is moving, but our attachment is staying there. It's at that part of that free floating. So we can keep moving in front, If you look closely, you can kind of tell that it's almost a little bit of an angle. So our blade is fully touching the ground, but that free floating is keeping us, because if we were locked straight, that means probably our, looks at it being set up, is that our right side would not be touching the ground. We'd be leaving a lot of snow behind. So this little free floating is nice to keep getting that extra breeze. We're not leaving a pile, and we don't have to make extra passes. Again, the good part about that is not being hooked up to any hydraulics. Therefore, we have less chance of at least hydraulic issue going wrong between the attachment and the machine. With the Bobcat, like I said, nice, easy. We're on a joystick machine. Pull them back, raise our whole machine. As we tilt back, we tilt our plow back, which is left on our lever here. Forward is down, right is tilt forward. We're back on the ground. So kind of the nice part with that floating edge, or floating back also, is when we unhook this. It's nice in here. We hit our power Bobcat button, which is going to release us. And we just tip back out of there. And we are good to go. We got a little, I wasn't quite level, so we got a little extra coming out of there. And we pull out of there. And we are good to go. Come back into it. It's pretty easy too. I was a little bit off, so we can take an extra second here. Just want to make sure everybody can see that it's not as difficult as some people might think. Get right back into there. Pick up. Lean back. Nice and inserted until we're nice and solid. Get back over to our Bobcat. Watch our pins go back down. And we are in and ready to rock and roll, and we are set up and ready to move snow, move slush, and get our jobs done, or even our personal stuff done. So having the pusher, and if you have the pullback option on there, you take care of townhomes, big parking lots, going around your islands. You get a lot of different projects done. And that's the dirt on our Virnig SWP120 snow pusher. Make sure you dig up some dirt, see the shorter version on our YouTube channel, and check out all our other web channels.